the ocean, his tentacles all trailing in a gentle locomotion. Hey, Mr. Fish, with your daily scaly scowl, I wish you wouldn't greet us with a grimace and a growl. Says the fish to his friend, Mr. Jelly, I agree. I like to be more friendly, but it isn't up to me. I'm a pout-pout fish with a pout-pout face, so I dread the dreary wearies all over the place. Love, love, love. Okay, so what we're gonna do, you guys have cards, and we're gonna look at making inferences, finding details, and conclusions. And so what you're gonna do you see your card? Yes. You can partner up, you two, and then, yes, you two. So you can go ahead and take the paper clip off. You have a card that tells you what you're looking for. You're looking for 5 details from this story, 2 inferences, and 2 conclusions. So you just sort them into your groups. And you can start 5 details, 2 inferences, and 2 conclusions.
Okay. What are details?
Acquaintance triangle.
Okay, let's
On the
triangles first.
So I want you to pay attention to the dialogue you're having. I'm hearing people saying, no, it wasn't in a book. That's a detail, or, that's the inference. Was it in the book? That's what you want to hear your students doing as well. The pout-pout fish wants to be friendly. Alright. The clam gives the pout-pout fish advice. The octopus tells the pout-pout fish he is unattractive. And do activities about making inferences and drawing conclusions, but the fact of the matter is they have to be able to do it in real text. So this is the transfer piece. I'm gonna let you guys read the article. This would be, you could give your students an article. I know this time of year people are given text passages. You could very well give them a passage without the questions and then apply this same strategy. So you're gonna read it, and I'm gonna have you look for details and find information in the same way we did it with the game. So I'm gonna give you about 5 minutes to read it. Readers reread.
Are we without saying partner?
Yes, you can say what you're saying, partner. So what you're gonna do with this is make an inference from this text and support it with 2 details.
And then another one is they were sewing to each other that they smiled and it seemed like they hadn't noticed a thing. So they were sewing to each other.
Oh, that's a good inference.
That was beautiful. They were in love. Because it never said, it didn't say this couple is in love, but there were details that led you to believe it. So what do you have in your background knowledge?
No, it's yourself. No, it doesn't say.
It doesn't say it.
And then our background.
You got the
We want to talk about our
message that they were,
background.
and that was an inference. So what did you have in your background that you connected
Well,
to
the way
that?
Daryl looks at me, it's like. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, you was Daryl.
Gordon, when you think of visualizing, what comes to mind?
You're thinking something?
Okay, it means to think, and I'm gonna write just what you said. Think something. Okay. Yes.
Like you're making a movie?
A movie. So I always hear mind movie. Have. All right. Make your. God bless you. And I'm gonna be very quiet, and I'm just gonna draw what comes into my mind while I'm listening to her.
The name of the book is called Claudette. Claudette. Claudette was a cloud, a very small cloud. Usually, Claudette didn't mind being smaller than the average cloud. In fact, being small had lots of advantages. Everyone called her cute little names. She had lots of little friends. No matter how crowded it was, she could always find a good spot to watch fireworks.
And how we can use visualizing as a strategy, because we use strategies to help us understand. We're gonna use, and again, I'm not an artist, all right? I'm a reading coach, so this is kind of what it looks like in my head. But we're gonna use my mind picture to see if we can retell the story. So the first thing in a retell, we look for who is the what? The main character. Right, the main character in the story. So from my mind picture, can we tell who the main character is? You can just say it, you know, first name. You don't have to yell. Claudette, right? Well, we know she's the main character. She appears here in my movie, here and here and here. And she's all through it. Remember, your main character is the one that is the central person of the whole story, or the central animal or character. So being that she appears all throughout my mind movie, she must be the main character. All right, after the character, we think about the what?
The setting.
The setting. From my mind movie, can we kind of tell where the setting is?
The clouds. And the clouds.
Right,
She's
in the,
a cloud.
she's a cloud.
She outside.
We use what we know in our schema. She's a cloud. She must be where?
She got a cloud.
In the
She got
sky.
the outside.
Right. All right, so check. We did setting, we did character. Now we need to think about the problem. And from my mind movie, what was her problem?
She wants to be big and do important things.
Right, and so do you know why I put a heart there?
Yeah, because she loves important things.
Okay, right, because she had a desire, and you're right, kind of she loved big and important. But here I felt like, because visualizing is not just what you see in your head, it's what you feel in your body as well. When you are reading a story and you're visualizing and you lose that picture, what does that tell you about what you're reading?
It don't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. And what do you need to do?
Makes sense.
How can you fix it? How can you make sense of it? What did Miss Collins do?
Go back and read.
She went back and she reread it, and then she said, Claudette felt blue. And
Like you're
then
taking the test, you go back and read it.
and you go back, like if you're taking a test or if you're reading the newspaper or a book, anything you're reading, if that movie breaks down in your head,
You go
that's
back.
a clue. Go back and read it. And then when she went back, it started making sense again. And then what happened? My movie, what?
Kept on going.
Kept going. It
And
continued.
it teach you a lesson.
It did. It taught me a lesson.
Yeah, they taught somebody else a lesson. It doesn't.
That would be fine. This is yours.
Can we draw? Can we draw?
Emily got a new raincoat. It was bright orange and it had clasps and buttons and zippers and straps and buckles and at least 7 pockets. But she was mad because she had asked for a yellow raincoat. When Emily put it on, it didn't fit. It was way too big. And just then, he turned into a dog.
What I want you to do with your partner next to you, I want you to predict what you think the story will be about. All right, Tootsie Roll Lollipop.
We've been talking about it. Stop.
Trinasia, let me hear your prediction.
I predicted that Sam, Carlos, and Blue Carter crashed into me in 126, 122, and it came in.
We're going to infer what's going on in the story. Raise your hand if you know what it means to infer. What do I teach you?
What
What
you
you-
know, what you read, it will differ.
All right, a crash from room 22. Remember our stem, I infer blank because blank. So, let me hear Nigella.
I infer that a student came in room 22
Uh-huh.
and stole something and ran out fast and actually didn't bump something and something crashed.
Uh-huh. I infer that a student came in room 22 and stole something and ran out fast.
And bumped something.
Because what? What's your evidence?
Because the light was on and they had broken glass on the floor and they saw somebody's shadow running out with something on in their hand.
So I'm going to put, I infer that a student came in room 22 and stole something and ran out fast and bumped something because there was a shadow. This is Nigella. Give Nigella a hand clap.
I infer that
The thing he dreaded happened. The teacher called on him. Darius felt all his classmates' eyes on him. He just wanted to hide under his desk. He had studied hard last night, and he knew all the answers when his mother had quizzed him. Now, though, his mind went blank. He just shouted out, "I don't know." Discuss with your group. Infer what's going on with Darius. Quickly.
Visualizing helps me understand what the story is about.
Visualizing helps me understand about the story.
In my head, like if the author says this boy went to the store, I don't draw this boy going to the store. I gotta move my head, I'm gonna go so I can remember him. And the author